Welcome to the Newport Coast Market Update. We are going to be diving into some data, taking a look at the median sales price, days on market, month supply of inventory, what the active listings are doing, as well as the buyer demand. And that'll give us a good idea of where the market is going to be headed for at least the rest of the year. We're also going to compare it to Newport Beach. If you're unaware, Newport Coast is its own section of Newport Beach, so it does have its own individual data. So we're going to kind of see how the two areas are comparing to itself. Newport Coast is probably the pinnacle of luxury. It is one of the most desired areas in all of California. If you're new here, my name is Ian Phillips. I am a local realtor in Orange County, and I love talking about what is going on in the market in every single city. So I'm uploading weekly videos, diving into the housing data, giving you information so you don't have to go search for it yourselves. And if you're looking for an agent in the area, whether you're buying or selling, reach out. I'd love to chat. Maybe I'd be a good fit for you. Or if you're just looking to educate yourself on what's going on in every single city of Orange County, subscribe for more. Let's get into Newport Coast. So if you are unaware, Newport Coast is probably the most desired city in all of California to live, and that is very indicative of what the price has been doing for the last few years, because prices have skyrocketed here. And in my opinion, it's only just getting started. As we continue to see this trend of people seeking safe cities, moving out of other expensive areas in Southern California like Los Angeles, people are looking for the next best thing, and Newport Coast is probably the pinnacle of luxury. So let's get into some of the data. It is still somewhat of a seller's market. We are looking at almost a balanced market. I believe about 2 months ago, it was actually a neutral market with the days that it was taking for a house to get into escrow. So month supply of inventory, 4.4 months. That means that if no homes went on the market, it would take a little over 4 months for all of them to sell. Obviously, that's not going to happen. If we look at the median sold to list price, that means if a house is listed for $6 million, it is on average selling for 3.3% below what it is listed for. So that's good to know if you are a buyer. Oftentimes you have a little bit of negotiating power. Now ignore the median days here and median sold here because that data is a little bit skewed. So let's look at what is actually happening. Median estimated value, $4.5 million. That has skyrocketed. If we look at how it's comparing to Newport Beach, so Newport Coast is this blue line here, as you can see, just basically vertical to the right, and Newport Beach is this orange line. So prices have been appreciating in Newport Beach quite a lot, but Newport Coast has been blasting off in terms of what prices are doing. If you look all the way back here, prices were somewhat similar, honestly. We had Newport Coast, $1.6 million for the median, Newport Beach, almost 1.2. And then as we got into 2021, prices separated quite a lot. Median price in Newport Coast was $2.5 million. In Newport Beach, it was 2. And then all the way up to 2022, apologies, the median price in Newport Coast went to $4 million while it was still 2.7 in Newport Beach. That is a drastic swing. Now, we did have a pretty good correction in the entire market in 2022. That was when rates were going from 2.5% to 7%. I think it was the quickest rate hiking cycle in history. So obviously prices corrected. There was about a $500,000 price drop. And since then, they just didn't look back. They kept on going up. And now median sale price, $4.5 million compared to Newport Beach, 3.2. So if you bought in Newport Coast, you are looking pretty well compared to the overall market of Newport Beach. Now, obviously, California and Orange County are all the way down here. Orange County as a whole is more of a seller's market, so there are a lot more buyers compared to sellers right now. Prices have been outperforming all of California in Orange County, and similar sort of peaked in 2022 and then had a good correction, and they're slowly trending back up. But Newport Coast, prices are unmatched compared to most cities. I think it is the highest median sale price in the entire county and probably will be in the entire state soon enough. So let's get into some more data. New listings. So as of right now, there are roughly 14 homes hitting the market every single month. That was of March. It's sort of been bouncing between 9 and 20 homes hitting the market every month. The average price of the homes hitting the market is $5.5 million. So homes are continuing to get a little more expensive. Let's go to the active listings. We have median active listing price of $10 million. That's why I said in the beginning the data was a little bit skewed, because it's taking into account sold as well as active. So obviously right now there are a lot more ultra luxury homes on the market. That means if you're a buyer in the $2 to $2.5 million range for Newport Coast, there's probably not that much available. I have one looking right now, and it's really only a handful of condos and townhomes that are available for them with high HOAs. So if you are in the luxury range, 10 million plus, there's a lot more homes available for you. Number of homes on the market, 44. That has been trending down since 2020, but so has the overall market. Really, I'm optimistic that we can see some inventory increasing throughout all of Orange County. Hopefully Newport Coast can get some of that as well, because I have a buyer who basically only wants to live in Newport Coast, and unfortunately there just isn't really much available. So median days on market, this is why I said in the beginning it's skewed, but this is the real median days on market. 55 days on average is what a home is spending on the market before it gets into escrow. Obviously, it is up and down quite a lot, because if a house sells in the first 2 days in an inventory in a city where there isn't really many homes available, that drastically changes the days on market if a lot of them are sitting for over 100 days. If you are in the luxury price range, there is a significant amount of negotiating power in the $10 million plus price range. Homes are sitting a lot longer compared to the sub $5 million homes. In fact, I was writing an offer on a house that was $2,450,000. It was a 4-bedroom, sort of remodeled home, and it got multiple offers and sold for over list price. But in the community next door, there was a house for $4.5 million, and it's still on the market. So huge changes in how frequently homes are going into escrow. Let's go ahead and jump into pending listings, which is an indication of buyer demand. So median price of the homes in escrow, $4.5 million, no surprise. That's the cost of the median sale price. Number of homes in escrow, 10. That is a large drop month over month, but that probably means that there are a lot more higher end homes hitting the market rather than the lower priced entry-level homes for Newport Coast at least. And sold, $6.5 million is the average sold price. However, this is skewed, because if you look at last month, it was 3.8 million. So there's probably quite a few more $10, $15 million homes that sold this month compared to the month before. And that is no surprise, because there just aren't many homes under $5 million available in Newport Coast. A lot of them are $15 million plus, which is a little bit difficult to determine what the average sold price is when you're dealing with such a small pool of data sets. Now, in an area like a larger area like Orange County, where the median price is $1.2 million, obviously a lot more easier to actually determine how accurate that is, because there are so many more homes available. As you can see, total volume, this means more and more people are buying properties in Newport Coast. This volume had a huge spike month over month, and we are kind of seeing a steady increase since February of 2023. So I think you're going to continue to see more demand for Newport Coast in the future, especially with the fires that happened in LA, and that was in a luxury part of LA, Pacific Palisades. So in my opinion, a lot of those homeowners are going to realize that, hang on a minute, it's going to take me 10 years to rebuild the house, because there are so many other people trying to rebuild at the same time. And they're going to be looking for areas where they can just buy a home immediately while they either wait to build their house or just sell the land and move on with their life. And you're going to see areas like Newport Coast, Laguna Beach, parts of Dana Point. Buyer demand is going to increase in those areas over the next couple years as people realize it's probably just not worth their time to rebuild in Pacific Palisades where they lost their house. Month supply of inventory, this is a great one to keep an eye on if you are selling your home or buying a home in the near future, because as month supply increases, if you are a seller, understand that it's going to take longer for your home to sell if you're listing in Newport Coast. And if you're a buyer, as month supply increases, you probably have a little more negotiating room. Again, depends on the purchase price, because as we know, entry-level homes are getting a lot more offers compared to the ultra luxury higher end market. And also if month supply goes down, which it has been since July of last year there was 6.7 months of inventory. So you're probably going to see this trend down for the remainder of the year as buyer demand continues to increase, and Newport Coast is one of the more desirable places in all of California to live. If you like this video, subscribe for more. And again, if you're looking for a realtor in the area, reach out. I'd love to chat. Maybe I'd be a good fit for you. I'll see you in my next video.